positioning ourselves. And if you're new here, welcome. We're so happy to have you here. We are a wonderful community of midlife corporate professionals. And we just, we come together every week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to educate ourselves, equip ourselves, empower ourselves, and expose ourselves to information, right? We are in information overload on the internet. There's nothing you can't find, but it's always good when someone can condense it all for us and then give it to us, right? So we come together and we share amongst each other, and we're just a family and community. So welcome if it's your first time here. Now, we're talking about building your professional brand. And so I started thinking about, somehow this young woman, she said, you know what? I need a LinkedIn profile. And she was like, how do I even start? What do I even do? And so I sent her she asked me for some videos, right? And so I thought about it afterwards and I said, you know what? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the importance of it, because where we are in society right now is we are in I don't want to say an interconnected environment, right? We're connected all over the world. Now, the pandemic really highlighted and it kind of disrupted everything that we're doing. Every industry has been disrupted. And now for us that have corporate careers, remember back in the day, we used to think about, and probably as early as right before the pandemic, right? We would think about, when we're thinking about making a move in our career, or even if we're working with someone and they wanted us to maybe relocate somewhere else, we thought about commute a lot. Y'all remember those conversations? It seemed like it was so long ago, but it wasn't. We used to think a lot about, okay, what's the commute, right? On top of the compensation, we would think about the commute and everything. But now the talk is it remote? Working at home. Because you see how the conversation changed. It wasn't that long ago. We were talking about traffic and commuting and sitting in the car and listening to the radio and all of that. But you kind of see how things shift, and it kind of just keeps going, and nobody really kind of sits and talks about it. But it's these small little 2 millimeter shifts that happen, and that can affect us in ways we didn't see coming. And so for those that are new, those that have been here for a while, already know that we like to stay prepared. We like to stay ahead of the game, ahead of the curve. And so tonight in our conversation, I want you to think about how every industry has been disrupted. Every business has been disrupted. Every person has been disrupted. And so when it comes to your career, we've learned that when we go to school, right, some of us stop learning after school. Some of us think that we can go to, the grade school, middle school, high school, college, advanced, and once that's done, then okay, I'm good. But no, that's not so. It should be a continuous learning environment. And I know that's true for some of you all, right? But I want all of us to understand that it doesn't stop. Who said to stop? We have to continuously learn and continue to invest in ourselves first. We spend time, we spend money, we spend a lot of emotion and energy for other people all the time. Our employers, right? We want to invest in our own personal and professional brand. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to share my screen. If you're on IG, come on over to BK said absolutely on IG. Come on over to YouTube. You can search I am Kelly Jackson, okay? If you want to see this the screen. So I'm going to share right now. Y'all good? Hey, Lady Low. Hello. That's right, Cass. Hey, Susan. The parking at my company is horrendous. You still experiencing it, Susan? Okay, y'all, here we go. We're going to share my screen and we're going to talk through this, and then we'll have a conversation afterwards. I know we're a little bit behind, but y'all know we can get through it. We can do it. Let me see. Let's see. All right, IG, I'm gonna have to let you go. I love you. I love you a lot. Come on over to YouTube, okay? Okay, y'all, I'm up. Let me just make sure y'all can see. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's talk about it. I need you to focus. I need you to focus. This is important. I need you to focus. Here we go. Here we go. Professional branding for midlife corporate professionals. If something happens, y'all, I got my laptop so I can see you writing. So if something goes out or something, helping midlife corporate professionals understand the importance and process of building their professional brand to improve their career prospects. Let's keep going. So what is a professional brand? This word, this phrase has come about in the corporate arenas. We hear about it when it comes to, when we think brand, we think about Target, or we think about the brand of bread or brands in the grocery store, right? You also need a professional brand. At its core, professional branding is the ongoing process of establishing a prescribed image or impression in the mind of others, particularly within your industry. Unlike a company's brand, which is often crafted by a team of experts, your professional brand is built on the perceptions others hold about you based on your actions, skills, and reputation. Now, we have talked about this, right? You all, we've talked about how it's about the perception, right? I posted a video on my Instagram and I shared there that we often think, especially those of us that have decades, years and years of experience, that we want to put all of this on our resume or put all of this on our LinkedIn without considering the fact that whatever we're putting on these documents or on this profile, it isn't for us, right? It's for the reader. It's for the person that we're doing all this creating and updating our resume for, right? So it's the perception that we want them to have about us, okay? And so here's an example. This is Kate. If you've been in your role for 15 to 20 years, you're not just John from accounting or Kate, the project manager. You're known for something more. Maybe you're the go-to crisis solver, or perhaps you're famous for your mentorship and team building skills. That's your professional brand. So it's not about, this is what this is saying, it's not about what you do. So you know somebody right now in your company that you're working at that's the go-to person, like Kate here. I know if I want someone to get this done for me, I know Kate's going to do it. Senior leaders know that they have key people that they can reach out to say, you know what, Kate, I have this big project coming. Can you help us organize this? Right? It's not just Kate, the project manager. It's not just Kate with her title. Her brand is she's professional. She has great business acumen. She's able to decipher through a lot of details in paperwork or what have you. That's a brand. So what is your brand? What do people think about you? What is the perception of you? Here's the significance of a professional brand. For midlife corporate professionals, understanding and actively managing your professional brand is not an option, y'all. It's essential. It helps you become more visible in a crowded job market. It adds value to your role in your current company, and it sets you apart as a leader and an expert in your field. It could be the difference between becoming an industry thought leader or plateauing in your career. Now, when we think about leader, we think about senior leaderships or somebody with a title. We tend to always think about titles. But in my opinion, everybody's a leader, right? And your brand, you lead your career. As it says, it's essential. It's not an option anymore. Because what I think about Susan, if I know Susan, and I'm like, you know what? I need to call Susan because I know she can get this done for me. Yeah, I know a lot of other director of operations, but I know Susan. I know her business acumen. I know her integrity. I know that she's going to get this done on time. I know she's going to deliver for me, and I know she's going to do whatever it takes. That's Susan's brand. What is your brand? If you're in a senior management role, and you're known for turning around failing projects, this can be part of your professional brand. When a high stakes project is in trouble, you want people to immediately think oh, we need Clifford on this. There's nobody else. I don't trust anyone else. I don't want to hire anybody else. We need Clifford. Where's Clifford at? Well, Clifford quit about, a week ago. Let's get him back in here because his brand speaks for himself, right? This is how you want to think about your professional brand. Y'all got me? Now, what's the goal? Now that we know, we're clear what a professional brand is, what's the goal of a professional brand? Okay, Kelly, I'm thinking about my professional brand. I know that whenever there's like it's the end of the year and I know there's audits coming, I know they're going to come to me. I know they want me. I know that I'm known for this and for doing that. So what's the goal of it? The goal is not vanity, but practicality, to stand out in a competitive market. Because what we think, some of us think that it's a celebrity, it's an athlete, it's an actress or an actor. That's a professional brand. Everybody has a brand, whether you want it or not, whether you take care of it or not, whether you nurture it or not. It's not vanity, but it's practicality. Here's the goal. We're talking about the goal of the professional brand. The goal of a professional brand is somewhat problems being solved. This is what the professional brand does, right? So visibility. Many professionals are not visible beyond their immediate network, making career growth difficult. This is the goal of a professional brand. If you're not visible, if you know you work hard, if you've been doing this for decades, for years, 15, 20, 12, 8, 30 years, and you're still in the same place, you go to work, come home, go to work, come home, go to work, come home, go to work, come home. It's fourth quarter right now in 2023. You're getting ready to hit the curve for 2024, and you're still just the person that go to work, come home, go to work, come home. And what you're doing is adding on years. But what's your brand? If you're only visible to those people at work, what happens is this makes growth for you difficult. Why? We're going to find out. Differentiator. Here's the problems that a professional brand solves. It differentiates you, right? Some people struggle to communicate what makes their skills and experience unique. It also helps you to scale plateaus. As professionals grow, they hit predictable career growth plateaus due to increased complexity. Let's break that down. What is a predictable career growth plateau? What's predictable is you're going to get older. What's predictable is there will be people that are graduating college that's coming into your field, into your role, that does the same thing as you. And they have a professional brand. They're known for doing XYZ in their brand. On their LinkedIn, they talk about what they're doing. They have it written out on their resume that this is what I'm known for. I'm not just a director of operations. I'm director of operations for startup companies that specialize in SaaS products that have seed that are on the way for seed funding Series A. This is my brand. This is what I'm known for. This is what people contact me for. I don't go to job boards because I'm known for this. That's the goal of a professional brand. The other goal is time versus money. There's a paradigm shift because many professionals are stuck in a time for money paradigm. This limits your ability to grow. Why? Because it's transactional. You go to work, I'm going to pay you. You pay me, I'm going to do the work. I bring my skills, I'm going to pay you. You pay me, I'm going to bring my skills. So it's very transactional. It's like going to McDonald's. It's like going to Walmart. It's a transaction. I buy this, you give me money. I want these socks, I give you money. It's a transaction. The goal is to shift your career to be, this is key, listen to this. The goal is to shift your career to be driven by underlying assets rather than human labor. What does that mean, Kelly? That means your assets is your LinkedIn profile. It is your resume. It is how you articulate in an interview or to your senior leader, to your boss currently. How do you articulate your value? And if you don't know how, this is stifling your growth. right? So the goal of a professional brand is to shift your career to be driven by your assets. What's an asset, you all? An asset is something you own. There's a return on investment, an ROI on an asset. Your car, if you got the title, you own that thing. You can sell it, right? That's an asset. You own your house, that's an asset. You own your career. In this digital age, you have digital assets. Your LinkedIn profile can sit there for years upon years, months upon months, days upon days, and it can work for you. That's an asset. It's called a digital asset. You want it, like it says, you want your career to be driven by underlying assets rather than human labor. Catch 22 of growth. Growth leads to complexity, which erodes the ability to grow further. What does that mean? As I mentioned, as you grow, as your career grows, as you add years onto your career, you also are getting older, which means you have family members. Some of us are taking care of our parents as aging. Some of us have kids now that we have to start to set aside funds for college, right? Some of us are paying student loans. So the complexity as your career grows, life also gets complex. It's not a bad thing, it's just life. And so if you don't have a professional brand as an asset to help you to leverage some of these complexities of life, then you're going to add on. And some of you are overwhelmed. Some of you feeling stuck. Some of you don't want to even tackle a resume or tackle a LinkedIn profile or tackle your career. I'd just rather stay put and stay safe and stay comfortable right here. Doesn't mean you have to move, but when your boss comes to you or you wonder why Susie's getting a promotion or Clifford's getting a promotion or Stacy or Loretta's getting it and you're not, do they know the value that you bring? The importance of being the go-to brand. It's easier to attract, look at that word, attract quality positions, projects, employers, mentors, compensation, and development. The people that get paid the bucks, they attract it because they're the go-to person. They have a professional brand. They're known for something. Being seen as a credible authority makes all aspects of your career easier. All right? Let's go over the myths and misconceptions, because I know that a lot of us think that professional branding is all about self-promotion or bragging. And I know we didn't come up with that, right? Some of us were taught to be seen and not heard. We think we have to go around talking about ourselves or being bragging on ourselves, but that's not what it's about. In reality, it's about being authentic and providing value in a way that leverages your own unique skills and experiences. You're leveraging the skills and experience that you've acquired over the years, and you're documenting it in a way you don't have to brag about yourself. You're putting it down to show your value. That's different than bragging, okay? And so I want to hit on this again because I know I've talked to a lot of people and this is what they thought. I'm not comfortable with this. I don't want to get online because I don't want anybody to know my business. I'm an introvert. I don't want to. That's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. You're missing the point if you think it's about being online and posting and content and talking and being on video. And that's not what it's about. It's just like these 4 stars. You're given a star or not. You don't need to boast about saving a project. Rather, share some insightful lessons you've learned through the experience, and you'll organically develop a reputation as a thoughtful leader. That's not you being all over social media. That's not you being an extrovert if you're not. You're sharing some insightful lessons. By understanding and actively managing your professional brand, you not only control the narrative around your career, but also unlock opportunities for advancement, influence, and lasting impact. Now let's look at the components of a strong professional brand. This is where we want to take notes if this is something that is of interest to us, right? The components of a professional brand. What do we need to even create a professional brand? What are the components? Here's the core elements. A robust professional brand isn't just about what you're good at. It's not your title, you all. It's not about that I'm so good at doing this or doing that. It's a cohesive narrative that combines your skills, your experiences, your values, and your goals. What is it about, y'all? It's about your skills. It's about your experiences. It's about your values and your goals. This is your professional brand. If you're wondering, okay, well, how do I do this? What is it? 4 things: skills, experiences, values, and goals. These elements should harmonize to tell a compelling story about who you are and where you're going. Whatever your title is, think about what your title is right now. You know, if we go out on LinkedIn and we do a search for that title, there will be thousands of them, whatever your title is. Your brand is what's going to make you stand out amongst all of those people. To your boss currently, there may be more than one of what you do at your job currently. Well, but what about you makes it stand out? Your brand. Let's take a look at these. Here's an example, right? I'm not only telling you, right? I'm giving you an example. If you're an HR director, remember the 4 things we just talked about. If you're an HR director with over 2 decades of experience, your skills, we talked about that, may be personnel management and organizational psychology. Your experience could include conflict resolution and talent acquisition. So I'm in HR. My skills that I've acquired through over 2 decades have been around personnel management and organizational psychology. But my experiences that I've had include conflict resolution and talent acquisition. My values might focus on employee wellness and ethical hiring practices. So I've been an HR director for 2 decades. The skills that I have revolve around personnel management and organizational psychology. And some of the experiences that I've had as an HR director have included conflict resolution and talent acquisition. Now, if we put this all together, these create a brand of a leader who cultivates a healthy, productive work environment. So if this person is an HR director and she wants to set herself apart on LinkedIn and on her resume, she can look different than the other thousands upon thousands of HR directors, because no 2 are alike, because your experiences are going to be different. I haven't heard the story from another recruiter like myself about the person that used to come into the building and look over the top of the toilets in the women's bathroom. And we called the police. I haven't heard that story before. I haven't heard the story about being in HR and a man used to steal toilet paper and used to keep it in his trunk, and we had to let him go. I haven't heard that story before. I haven't heard the story about how I had to stand on a tabletop. My boss, Pedro, used to have to pick me up and put me on the tabletop because there were so many people wrapped around the building because I did a posting in the newspaper and I had to separate it. I haven't heard that story before. And there's thousands of recruiters. So these are my experiences. This is my brand. I can talk about it. So if I was out there in the market and somebody was going through, if a CEO was looking on LinkedIn one night at 2:00 in the morning and said, I really needed someone in talent acquisition that knows the nuances of working with high volume recruiting or working in a environment where the labor force is a little difficult and challenging. Oh my gosh, I'm reading. She had to deal with this. Let me send her a message. That's my brand. The significance for midlife corporate professionals, you've likely acquired a plethora of skills and experiences over the years. A strong professional brand helps you distill these into a focused, clear message that resonates with decision makers, whether that's in your current organization or elsewhere. I know I talk to a lot of professionals, thousands. And one of the running themes is that I don't know how to articulate my value. I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of skills. I can do a lot of things, but I've been doing this a long time. But for some reason, it's not resonating with my senior leadership team. I know I can do this director or VP role, but I'm not quite sure how to articulate the value, how to tell my story. That's where your brand comes in. So I wanted to quickly share this: self-alignment and confidence. Identify your core values and assess how aligned your current brand is, right? Is it aligned to your core values? Is your brand aligned to your core values? Remember, we just talked about the HR director. She likes things doing with employment health, right? So when she talks about her brand, she knows she's mid-career. She's at a stage in her life where she doesn't want to do work that really doesn't benefit, serve her, or challenge her, or even compensate her. So she wants to align her brand with her values, right? I like working with people that are around my age. That's what I like, right? Doesn't mean I dislike any other group of people. I like it because that's what I am. That's what I know. Make necessary adjustments to your brand messaging and image to better reflect your values. People don't think about their values. They think about, well, Kelly, I got to pay these bills, so I'm just going to take this job. But what happens is 30 days later, 60 days later, even 90 days later, you're back in the market because you didn't like the job. And you're not going to perform and be productive if it's something that you don't like, or if it doesn't align with your values. If your boss comes in and yells at you. I used to work for a lady when I worked with this one company, and she would yell every day. She yelled every day. And to everybody else, it was a standard. It was okay. It wasn't okay to me. I quit. Practice projecting self-assurance in your communication style, body language, tone of voice, or word choice. I put this in here because every time you see a person, let me talk about me. If every time you see me, you know, Kelly's passionate about career stuff. Y'all know that. Y'all can tell how I talk, right? But you don't see me on Instagram doing anything different. You don't see me over on, where else is it, y'all? Anywhere else talking different or saying in those that are on my email list, I talk the same. Same for you. When you're communicating, when you're putting the face on, when you're putting the mask on, how do you talk? When you send an email, is the tone the same? When you're on Zoom, is the tone the same? Do people have to try to figure out who you are today? Visualize yourself succeeding in situations that previously triggered self-doubt. A lot of us don't have the confidence or imposter syndrome to know how valuable we really are. Seek opportunities to demonstrate your capabilities and get positive feedback. Now, let's talk about corporate authority, right? When it comes to corporate authority, you want to determine the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Where do you stand today? You identify the disparity between where you are and where you want to be. Create a roadmap to bridge that gap. So wherever you are today, you know, in 2024, by June, I want to semi-retire. I want to start my business. I want to write a book. I want to go to a VP level. I want to work for, for Tesla. So I need to create a roadmap, because this is where I am right now. What is it going to take for me to get there? Those of y'all that's been with me for a while, y'all know I wanted to work for LinkedIn. I tell the story all the time. So I made a plan. I knew Microsoft bought LinkedIn, or vice versa, whatever it was. I said, okay, there's no openings in LinkedIn, but I'm going to get in Microsoft, and then I'm going to hop over to LinkedIn. I worked at Microsoft. Jeff Weiner stepped down. I no longer wanted to work at LinkedIn, but I had a plan in place to bridge the gap. Strategic networking, focusing on quality over quantity. When it comes to networking, it's not about anymore. We got to get rid of the thought of going into a building with a name tag on, saying, hello, my name is Loretta. Hello, my name is Stacy. Hello, my name is Camille. That's not it anymore. You're online. This is a digital world right now. You can connect with people, but not just quality. How many people in your phone right now, if you needed $100, how many can you call? Versus how many people are in your contact list? Give me your phone right now. Give it to me. I'm going to dial up just the first person. How many in that phone of yours can you contact? You want quality people in your network. When you connect with them on LinkedIn, what's the purpose of connecting with them? Right? You can meet people in person or online. Last week or the week before, I said when you go to LinkedIn, instead of hitting the jobs, when you do a search, hit the events tab. There's a ton of virtual events that nobody shows up to, and there's a ton of companies there. You could be working right now. You can just go to introduce yourself and get people in your network. And keep relationships alive and fruitful. We don't nurture our relationships. I did a bad job of that when I was in corporate. I had access to so many different people. Just because of my personality, I had access to a ton of people, and I didn't nurture the relationships. Don't do like I did. If you have access to CEOs, and I had access to all these people, like I'm connected to them on LinkedIn, but I didn't nurture the relationships, right? Importance of consistency. Excuse me. Brand image. Keeping a cohesive look and message. Remember, I talked about how you communicate. Are you just nice to me because, we don't really know each other and you talking to me, but then when I look at your emails, the grammar's wrong and this is wrong and all of that, you got misspellings and all that. If you want to be known for a person that communicates effectively, it should be cohesive across your brand. I know Derek is somebody that's very articulate, very professional. That's across his brand. When he sends emails, when he's talking in the comments, when he's inside of our private community, the Discord, right? Very cohesive. I know he's going to be very professional. You want a cohesive, professional brand. Communication, ensuring consistent quality and tone and interactions. We talked about that. Commitment, staying consistent over time for long-term success. This is not an overnight thing. Nothing worth having is overnight. I learned that. I learned it the hard way, though. I don't mind now taking my time with things. I don't mind that now. I don't mind it. Here's a few other networking tips, right? Here is effectiveness of networking tactics in percents. 80% you can join industry associations. Some of you are in banking. Some of you are in tech. Some of you are in healthcare. Some of you are in oil and energy. How many industry associations do you belong to? Your sororities or your fraternities. Get involved, y'all, even if it's online. Attend conferences and events. I have somebody that I met 2 years ago, this guy from LA. We were at it was a career something event, right? It was a couple years ago. Every year at the beginning of the year, we send each other our list of conferences and events where we're going to be at. And because I met him at a conference, we've done deals together, we've done partnerships together, and we keep in contact. That we know at the top of the year, he's going to send me his spreadsheet, I'm going to send him mine, right? And we're just colleagues. We're in the same field. He's an engineer, he's a developer, and so he builds things along the lines of talent acquisition, right? And so build relationships on LinkedIn. We talked about that. Volunteer for industry groups. The importance of consistency. Be consistent in your professional brand. Present a steady, reliable, professional image. I've talked to people, y'all. I shouldn't say this, but I've had clients that, and it's shame on me, just shame on me. Let me just be quiet. And just people aren't the same, they just not the same. So be consistent. I do my best, right? I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I have good days, but not bad days, but I do my best to be consistent, right? I'll tell you if I'm having a bad day, right? But I know what real bad days look like. So I just think about that and I thank God. And I'm like, yeah, I'm tripping. If I'm mad today, I'm tripping. Because I know what bad days look like. All right. Align with your values. Let your authentic self shine through in a consistent way. Regularly showcase your expertise. It's okay, y'all. It's not bragging. It's not bragging. Doc is in the comments. She a whole doctor, y'all. And she be in here giving us all kind of information. She a whole doctor. Y'all remember when we was younger, how we was just like, doctors would hold their nose down to you, whatever. She'd be on here. She'd be just, hanging out with us. Right? So it's not bragging, right? And we just saw on another slide that Sharing insights. Doc, tell us about stuff that's happening, right? So being consistent in expressing your professional brand builds authority and trust. So to wrap it up, y'all, how to showcase your skills. Here's some things that you can do. So your resume, your LinkedIn profile, you can create a portfolio of some of the things that you've done. You can also create a personal website. If this is something that you're interested in and can use assistance with, you can definitely go to iamkellyjackson.com and schedule some time with me. Through the end of this month, I'm going to waive the fee. So if that's something you want to do, let me know, because I haven't taken the price off there yet, but I will waive the fee. Now, we're not going to get on the phone and talk about what you want to do. You got to know that you want to do this. Okay. This is something you ain't got to check with nobody and you ready to go. Then I will collaborate with you and we can come up with a plan about building your professional brand. You can go to iamkellyjackson.com. Hit on career chat. If you see the $97 there, give me a second afterwards and I'll take that off and just come back. All right. So the benefit of these resources is to highlight your expertise in thought leadership. All right. These are resources. These are your assets. Remember, we talked about that. Portfolio, a website, LinkedIn profile, resume. This is something that we do for you in my business. Now, this is a business. This is something, if you know that's something you want, this is something that we will do for you. And we're adding on in 2024. It's going to be amazing. Public speaking events. Some of you, I know Angela, she's in here. She does business etiquette. She has a great speaking voice. She's very, very, very professional. You all can leverage that with your expertise, right? It demonstrates your communication skills. Okay. So how we feel about this? Did we learn anything? How do we feel about it? How we feel about it? Let me know. Did we like this? Was this okay? Let me see where y'all at. What y'all talking about? Was this okay? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like. Hit that like button if this was okay. If you all enjoyed that. If that was helpful. What was your biggest takeaway? Any aha moments? Anything you're thinking about? Any questions? Let me see what y'all talking about. How was that, y'all? So your professional brand, right? This is how you get the authority. This is how you get the corporate authority, having a professional brand, right? That's right, Angela. We do not do yelling. That's right. That's right. Is that our bike? Oh, Washington said, bragging peer. Everybody on the internet, right? That's true. That's very true. Everybody, they are bragging, but see, we know, like, come on, y'all. We know what's real. We know the energy. We know people, right? We know that, and here's the thing. You shouldn't have to brag, right? You shouldn't have to. Your brand should speak for itself. Who you are should speak for itself. I know Angela is very professional. I know she has great business acumen. I know she communicates effectively. I know she's a high performer. I know she contributes at a high level. That's her brand. What are you known as? That's your professional brand. Now, all you have to do is document that. Get that on paper. Right? How do you articulate your value to someone? Right? Let me go. Let me see what y'all saying. Awesome. Hey, Susie Q. Can't hear on YouTube. Please send me the recording tomorrow. Elizabeth, can you hear me now? Did she leave? Oh, y'all was just coming in. Hey, Janelle. Right. Commute was important. Y'all remember back in the day, like we used to think about that. Oh, Jay Rich, you commute every day. Hey, Stace. Cannot ever stop learning. That's right, Cassie. Susan said the parking at my company is horrendous. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Crystal. If you don't get there by 7:30, oh, wow. Yeah. Everyone, one thing I've learned is that even if you don't promote yourself, someone will use it to their advantage. If you're comfortable in the background, someone will gladly step up and say, there you go. Y'all see what Derek said? They gladly will do it. I made that mistake. I made a lot of mistakes, y'all. I was working for Georgia Cable Television. It's now Comcast. It was 5 of us. We had a temp come in. And here, I wish I could play a movie to show y'all how she rolled. I wish I could. So, because me saying it does not give you the effect of actually being there. But anyway, she was a temp. And of course, your girl trained her, right? Did all the things. Y'all know what happened next, right? Because they were building, because Comcast was coming in. We were just small Georgia Cable Television. It was 5 of us in HR. And guess what? She got the promotion and all the things. So I'm bouncing off of what Derek was saying. Somebody will gladly do it, but here's the thing also about a professional brand, y'all. You know, your background and your experience. This is why you got to be careful about judging people. You got to be really, really, really careful. You got to be careful because you don't know where people come from. Because I'm from a small town outside of Illinois, outside of Chicago, I should say. The things that I am able to do here, I had no hope or chance to do there. One, because I'm Black. And two, it was the era back then, right? So the only thing that was available to me was distribution centers or plant, but it was also the era that we were in. That's when, distribution centers and assembly lines and stuff like that were back in the 90s, right? That was the job to get where I'm from. And so it was a dream, literally. I used to watch Dick Van Dyke, Mary Tyler Moore, Bob Newhart, Rhoda. I know I'm dating myself. And them going into the office and all dressed up, and the ladies in the pencil skirt, and Mary Tyler Moore with the turtleneck. That was a dream. I would watch it, just be like, wow, I wish I could. I knew I had no hope. So when I got here and I was able to work in corporate, my dream was realized. I had no desire to climb the ladder. That's why I can talk to y'all about consulting and contracting and things like that, because I had no desire, because my dream was already met. They gave me, y'all remember those cubby holes where you put your pens and your stickies and your scissors and things. I never forget, Michelle gave me one. I was almost in tears because I was just so thankful and so grateful to have a cube and you giving me stuff. So I say that because you don't know people's background. You don't know. I was just excited to be there. And so when I was pushed into management, because I had no desire, I was just glad to be there. Y'all feel me? You hear what I'm saying? And so as I grew, and just like the presentation said, as your career grows, as you grow, as the growth happens, like I got wiser. I started understanding things, how the politics work, how things work. And I worked hard because I didn't want to lose what I got from my dream. I didn't want to lose. This was a dream come true. So I naturally worked hard. I was a hard worker anyway. I do it to this day. It's just in me. And so when I was pushed, I remember they told me to apply to a job, a manager role. And I said, no, I'm not interested. This is what your brand will do for you, y'all. I'm not making this up. They want not once, not twice, 3 times, same job. Kelly, please apply. And it was a girl there. Some of y'all, I don't think T is on here. She was there for years before I even got there and wanted that position so bad. Her intention was to climb the ladder. And she never got it. But your brand will speak for itself. And y'all done heard me say this several times. And if you're inside the Facebook group, on one of the videos, one of the live sessions we did, I let y'all see my inbox on LinkedIn with people reaching out day after day after day after day after day. We got a position. You're interested in this. Kelly, I got this opportunity. I didn't have to do anything. I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. So who are you? What is your brand? What are you known for? Right? If I know Camille is a high contributor, I know she's a high performer. That's her brand. Her business acumen is stellar. She don't have to do anything. When she updates her LinkedIn profile and she shares what she's done in a way that articulates her value and tells a story to a decision maker or a stakeholder, they will come to you. Doc said, Kelly, I saw an article today that LinkedIn is going to conduct layoffs. I'll have to research additional info if LinkedIn professional networks. They are laying off. Somebody actually, somebody that worked at LinkedIn, I don't know where I saw it at. I don't know where I saw it, but he was sharing. He said, I just got let go and I worked at, maybe they sent me a message. I don't know. I just got let go and I work at LinkedIn. So you're right. They are laying off. Time to go harder for ourselves with these strategies. That's it, Doc. That's it. Listen, y'all. Listen. Linda, listen. If you haven't noticed, the world has changed and it's changing, y'all. It's a person now in let me say it like this. And because I know most of us is old enough to remember this. It used to be that factories and assembly lines like General Motors and Ford, they laying off too. Doc, they laying off too, or there's a strike or something happening. I just heard it right before I got on here. It used to be that all the work and stuff like that was here in the US. Y'all remember when it went to China? And so now everything you buy, it says made in China. Y'all remember that subtle switch? Some of you may not, because we're just going about our days. That's happening right now. We're global. Are you? The world is global. They can now, I got my VA is in the Philippines. The person that does my videos is in India. We global, y'all. Are you? Are you just looking remote? You do know that there's companies looking already for in 2024 for people to work from Romania and Ukraine and everything that's happening. Because some of them do it cheaper. My girlfriend, she got a drug business, not drug, let me say this right, a lab business, and her whole team's in Africa. We're global, y'all. Are you? That's the question. Jerry said, I just discussed these networking tips with a former colleague 2 weeks ago. I stressed the importance of not posting, but joining targeted professional groups and add to the conversation. That's right. That's true. That's true. Janelle said, I've joined groups on LinkedIn for both procurement and HR. Oh, I love it. I love it. Procurement is good, Janelle. Procurement is good. Doc said, those letters have never changed my outgoing, helpful personality. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I started venturing into joining events on LinkedIn. We will see if anything. Good. I love to hear it, y'all. I love to hear it. Keep sharing. Keep sharing. Southern Girl said, very helpful. Thank you. I like to start speaking around the importance of advocacy, but I haven't figured out my niche. I love that. Sonia, you would be so good. If y'all don't know, Sonia has the greatest, mildest, y'all know I get hyped and I'm animated. Sonia's like real chill. Like her voice is like, it's just so soothing. So I'm sure, Sonia, you'll be able to turn the minds of anybody because she's very soothing voice, but very effective and very impactful. So you definitely can do, and people will love to hear you speak, Sonia. Love. Definitely reach out if that's something that you want to work on a strategy for, especially coming around the corner for 2024. Everybody in here, I know, has something they can speak about or write a book about. I know it for a fact. You like the info? Okay, Susie Q. I'm glad, y'all. Y'all, we did it, and I was late. It's 8:59. Clifford, it was good. Okay. Thank you, Stace. Thank you, y'all. Elizabeth, go to bed. You go night. She said, my brand is bad and bougie at work. Go to bed. Right, you in timeout right now. Go to bed. You hear me? Southern Girl said, your business helped me with my LinkedIn profile, my resume. Will you provide opportunities for interview critiques? Oh, yes, ma'am. I love it. Yes. Hey, Stace. I planned in beginning the morning. Okay. Was it all about Eve moment? Yeah, we are all unique. That's it, Lindsay. We are. You are. Y'all are amazing. I love. How would you approach, Clifford said, how would you approach correlating to a position that you don't have direct experience in, but you have similar experiences? I feel like I'm having trouble trying to relate that in interviews. How would you correlate if you don't have direct experience? So you have indirect experience. You have similar experience, you said. I would think about a story, right? So if you have experience in it, similar experience, that's what you want to share with them. If you can articulate a story, because everybody loves stories. Everyone loves and can resonate and relate to a story. Sometimes what we do is we try to just talk through it, but if you align it with a story, it's easier to articulate. Let me see if I can come up with an example. So I don't have direct experience with hiring. I don't know. What haven't I hired for? I don't know. Let me think about it, Clifford, but let me know if that makes sense. So if you come up with a story around your similar experience, that's easier to articulate. The framework, I can also give you framework that may be helpful, is think of a bookend. So if they ask you a question about, let's say they want to know if you worked in, I don't know, in the oil industry or something like that. Tell me about your experience working in the oil industry. I appreciate that question. Two things come to mind when it comes to the oil industry. Although I don't have direct experience, I do have indirect experience working at Chevron when I had to do X, Y, and Z. That's one. Then two, the second thing that comes to mind when it comes to the oil industry, in my experience, is I worked on a project with a team of so-and-so, and we had to blah, 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 blah. So that is my experience as it relates to the oil industry. So you want to say the question in the beginning. That's what I mean by bookends, right? I appreciate that question. Two things come to mind when it comes to sharing my experience around the oil industry. You say the two things and you end it with the same thing. That is my experience of working in the oil industry. Let me know if that's helpful. Corporate office work was a real big deal. Yes, 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 yes. One issue would be the boss you have. If they are insecure and you are an achiever, it absolutely, Stacey. I had that. I hated it. I hated it. Or intimidated. I hated that. Especially if I don't even want your job. I don't even care. That's something you got, mom and daddy issues, because his mom and dad were both VPs. And so he was adamant about climbing the ladder, and he was going to step on or move people that were in the way, right? Oh, thanks, Ange. Thank you, Angela. I got your stuff too, Ange. I'm working on it. So you're good, hon. You're good. I'm gonna respond to you. I can relate. Okay, Elizabeth. I have built authority and trust with high ethics, and I speak up and out on wrongdoing. That's what I meant by bad and bougie. I got you. I'm a highly respected by the grace. Oh, I love that, Elizabeth. I love that. That's it. And y'all, we at an age. Listen, like it don't matter what people think. It just don't. It just don't. Like I learned that the hard way as well. And here's a tip. Here's a tip. If it matters to you what people think, that's an ego thing. And I know that may be hard to hear, but your girl had to learn it. I'm gonna share it with you. Because if I thought about all the time, like, you know what, I don't want to get online because my hair messed up. Or you know what, I don't have any makeup on. I'm not gonna get online, right? I don't wear makeup anyway, but I don't want to get on. That's making it about me, not about y'all. That's an ego trip. I'm not going to get online because I don't want to put my personal information out there. I'm private. I'm an introvert. I don't do that. You're making it about yourself. If you want to elevate in your career, you want to be a speaker, you want to be an author, you want to be a VP, you want to run a CEO, you want to run a company, you want to be out there. Don't make it about you. Make it about the people that's going to be looking for you. Well, if you can change your mind, remember that 2 millimeter shift? If you just change your mind, you wouldn't worry about being out there. Because the minute I make it about me, then I'm doing everybody a disservice. The spotlight shouldn't be on me. I should be holding the spotlight based on what I'm talking about. Let me put a spotlight on a professional brand, because I know in the days to come, in the years that's coming, I know that for my people, especially that are mid-career, it's getting harder every year. 2 months, we in a whole nother year, and we all getting older. So let me tell them about setting themselves up and positioning themselves as an authority in their industry, not their title, not what they do, but how they do it and who they are. Because if they can just position themselves, I promise you somebody's going to come looking for you. I don't care what your title is. So if you have a problem being out there, I want you to check your ego. And you know I love you. Nobody else gonna talk to you like this. Y'all let me talk to y'all like this, right? Because I love you. Check your ego. If you're telling yourself, well, I gotta do my hair, I gotta fix up, or the guys, I gotta get a haircut, I don't want to be out there yet, I gotta lose weight, I gotta do this, I gotta get this. It'll never happen. For those that want to start a business, want to do a side hustle, are y'all in the Discord, by the way? And give the video a like. If you gotta go, I know it's 9:06. I'm gonna get off. Give me 3 minutes. Give me 4 minutes. If you're not in the Discord, that's a secret community. Don't tell anybody. It's a secret community. Come on in there, right? And I'm just dropping stuff, whatever. We had a money session scheduled for yesterday, but for some reason, I thought the platform recorded. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a secret society. It's a secret community that we're all in, right? If you want access to that community, I can drop it. I'll drop it in the chat. If you're watching this on a replay, you can go to iamkellyjackson.com. Now, I will have to say, in complete honesty, that I'm going to close it at 100 people because it is a secret society and it's secret for a reason. And we want to be able to do some things together in there. And if it gets too big, it'll be a little hard to do, right? And so the purpose, this is a private community that I'm talking about. I'm getting ready to drop the link. This link lasts. Everybody will tell you. I ain't making it up. Everybody will tell you how long it lasts, y'all. So they don't think I'm making it up. 7 days. Here's the link. So we're going to talk about one of the sessions is going to be money sessions, but I want to be able to I'm taking a quick pivot and I'll come back to the Brandon. I want to be able to bring people in front of you. For some of you, I know some of you have told me, you've reached out and you shared that, you have things that you want to do on the side, right? And there's it's a lot of money out there, y'all. It's a lot of money. And people have money they need to what's called park. They need to park their money because it's a lot of older people that have gotten older after the pandemic. They decided to retire, right? And they got all this money. I know 2 people right now that's looking for places to put their money, invest in people, not give it, right? So if you have ideas, and this is something I was going to share in our talk, but I wanted to record it so everybody can hear it. So my plan is to figure out how to record and do it. It will happen this month, though. It may not be on a Monday, but it will happen this month. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just click the link and get in there. Okay, just get in there. Get in there. Let me get back. Oh, they went on strike in Detroit too. Oh, there's a lot of strikes. You know what, y'all? This is the year that there has been a lot of strikes. The writers, right? I just heard about the automotive people. Yeah. Okay, y'all. All right, Southern girl. I love that. I'll be traveling to Africa with my pastor. She will be training up. Ooh, I love that, Angela. I have somebody in Senegal. I told y'all that. Remember a couple of weeks ago. Great information. I'm glad you like it. Y'all. All right. I love y'all. Thank y'all for hanging with me. I apologize for the technical difficulty. It was definitely user error. Somebody on Instagram told me it was user error. Definitely user error. Thank y'all for rocking with me, though. Let me know, again, if you need assistance, if you want to map out a plan. I'm going to take that off of there. I could definitely help you with that. I'm happy to collaborate with you if that's something you want to do. Get yourself positioned before 2024 or whenever, right? Y'all all right? Was this okay? Y'all hit the like button for me. Share it too if you think somebody could use it. You're welcome. Y'all welcome. I love y'all. Y'all my people. Y'all my peeps. All right, y'all. Have a fantabulous week. Y'all do anything fun this weekend? It's getting cold, right? It's getting cold, y'all. Hey, Marna. Oh, all right. I'm glad y'all like it. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all know I keep talking to y'all. All right, I love y'all. Have a great week and a great weekend, and I'll see you same place, same bat channel. All right. Have a good night.